Good morning, friends. So good to see you. All right, come to the table. Today we're talking about Isaiah 7:10, and it reads this. Again, the Lord spoke to Ahaz. Ask the Lord your God for a sign, whether in the deepest depths or in the highest heights. Now, this is God's invitation to trust him and also the consequences of not trusting him. God offers King Ahaz a sign to confirm his promise, but Ahaz rejects it. And that's obviously due to fear, blocks, trauma, ego, leading to a situation where he will not be established in faith and ultimately experiences the consequences of his disbelief. How many times do we suffer consequences because we didn't have faith? Emotionally, spiritually, physically, energetically, financially, sexually. Disbelief is a tough one. This verse talks about our invitation to trust God, rejection of signs, spiritual lesson, which reminds us to not rely on our external signs or worldly securities only, but in fact, in lieu of, or more aligned would be, the promises and faithfulness of God. It also reminds us of the consequences of disbelief. So often in our days, we live in a spiral that we very quickly spiral downwards in disbelief and in ego and in fear and in judgment and in self-evaluation, and not the good kind. This next verse also then goes into the signs of Emmanuel, which means God with us. So his presence is loving. It's a reminding that there is a loving involvement with God, hope and encouragement. So God's sovereignty highlights that his sovereignty and his ability to orchestrate events according to his plan. Even in human challenges, God remains in control. So here's your reminder today that in all of the challenges and in disbeliefs and in your hurts and in your spiral down, you are pulling energy down into your lower womb and you're keeping yourself basically in hell. That's what that is showing you. It doesn't feel good. You're gripping, you're tired, there's discomfort. You start to spiral downward into disbelief, questioning. You really hold yourself at a lower frequency. That is not the God that I know, trust, and love. And it's always a work in progress, of course, as well. But opening your heart to God is like, it's just constant doors opening. Knowing that Jesus Christ is walking with us is constant doors reopening, because as a human, we are going to be in that lower spiral. We are going to be in disbelief. We are going to be in discomfort. We are going to be in contrast. Oftentimes we cause more contrast though than obviously we need to, which is why Isaiah 7:10 is so powerful. Now you can either receive or reject the revelation from God. That's a personal choice. That's free will. But there is an urgent need to trust God, and the inherent danger of failing to do so is expressed in this verse very deeply. When you don't trust him, you're utterly vulnerable, not the good kind. You're lost, you're filled with fear, anxiety, directionless, you're hopeless, and the spirit of confusion infiltrates you. Isaiah 7:10 is such a reminder, though, that you can trust the signs from God. You can trust the unknown. You can trust that we're not God. So we're not meant to have every single tiny detail. The miracle in this, though, is that when you do open your mind and your heart and you slow down in order to speed up, you do see all the amazing signs and symbols and clarity, like breadcrumbs, right? This is also the reminder, though, that God is saying, ask for signs, right? Like, this part blows my mind when it talks about ask for a sign, whether in the deepest depths or in the highest heights. And I think that can be taken a lot of ways. But for this message today, just know that the smallest of small requests nothing is too small or too big for God. And that's the takeaway here. You can be asking about something so enriched and so huge and massive decisions in your life and ask for a sign, or you can certainly ask for it in the depths of your soul, like the smallest of small points on your path as well. I wish you just an amazing and incredible, blessed day. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again real soon.